Guys, let's chat Impact 4000. I have harvested 15 animals with this unit already. Okay, so I've got quite a bit of experience with it. I've had it since May. I haven't done an official review on it yet. Today's video is, I guess, a review, if you will, give you some honest feedback, because we showed what it is in our unboxing video. Then I showed you guys me using it in an actual hunting environment. But let's actually chat about how I feel about this unit and if it's something you should consider picking up. Now, if you've been watching the channel in the past, you know that I'm sponsored by Vortex, so I got this unit for free. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, when Vortex told me about this unit back early in this year, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know if it's for me. I don't know how this is gonna do, you know, sort of as a product. There are products like this out there, by the way. The Raptor R from Wilcox, I think that's about a $10,000 unit. People were on the internet, I saw people going, oh, this is $2,000. You know, yes, it's a very expensive piece of kit, but the other units are 5 times more expensive, so keep that in mind. But anyway, as I was saying, I was like, I'd never had experience with something like that, and I wasn't sure how that would fit in with my shooting, but I was sure that I was going to test this to its full capability, and that is exactly what we did. Now, I'm pleased to report, okay, that it wildly exceeded my expectations. So yes, it looks cool. It's a very, very cool looking piece of kit. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but keep in mind, guys, this is generation 1 of this tech. Think about how crap our iPhones were when we just got them. But fast forward, this is what we have now, you know, the amazing technology, what we have in our computers and stuff. And the exact same thing is going to happen with units like this. Not only with Vortex's unit, but it's also going to inspire competitors to think along these lines. And competition is good because a rising tide lifts all ships. So what that'll mean for us is units like this, future generations of them will be more affordable, they'll be lighter, and probably much better than this unit. But it is a first generation unit, and I think what they did with it is absolutely knocked it out the park. We were harvesting animals with this thing. It felt like cheating. Okay, I was able to get on target, hit my little button. I might actually play with the button location a little bit, because I actually mounted the button on my sort of support side and I'd have to hit it with my index finger. But I'm thinking I'm going to change my button location and try and get it to where I can actually hit it with my trigger finger. So I can range with my trigger finger, come off the button, go straight to my trigger and take the shot. So I'll possibly try that on the next time. Now, as a little side benefit, my friend Skalk, who was hunting with me, he was shooting a 6mm XC, okay, and I was shooting my Dasher. Now, he was shooting 105s, quite a bit slower than I was shooting my 87 grains. But our data lined up perfectly all the way to 800 meters, so almost 900 yards. Now, what that meant for us is when we were aiming at something, I was able to, you know, be backup shooter, if you will, range his target for him with my rifle, spot through my scope as he engaged his target after I fed him the dope, okay, from my unit, data on previous engagement. And we were able to sort of have this team thing, and both of us being on our rifles. It was unbelievably cool. So that was a little side benefit. So if you're hunting with people and you know you're more than one guy with a 243 or something like that, chances are if you have a 243, you're not going to be buying one of these. You'll probably have a 6 Creedmoor. But you guys know what I mean. It was such a cool benefit to actually have that ability for us to share data with each other. Now, some of the shortcomings, as I said, it's on the bigger side, okay? But this will get better over time. I didn't feel like it was a detracting factor for me when we were hunting. We did quite a bit of walk and stalking at Frontier Safaris. You know, it's a massive facility, and I was just slinging my rifle and I didn't really notice it. I have a Skypod on my rifle and I was running like the scope cam thing. So I had some other stuff on my rifle too. If you're gonna be going out in the mountains, super high altitude, you want the lightest rifle possible, this is not even going to be a consideration for you, because you're probably going to be having, you know, your dedicated rangefinder in your bino harness on your chest. Now, what are some of the things that I wish it did better? The biggest thing I wish it did, I wish the remote turned on the unit, that there was some kind of sort of sleep link that could be available still, and if I hit the button on the remote, it would immediately fire up the unit. Now, it doesn't do that, so you need to hit a button on the unit to get the unit to fire up. Then your remote's pairing is going to work, and you can actually shoot that laser. It's obviously not going to work in here. But I mean, brightness-wise, on the screen, I can see everything. If we flip it sideways, it automatically rotates. So if you wanted to mount this on the side of your rifle, you could do that. This thing, it was super cool. As I said, I was very much in the camp, like, it might be a little bit of a gimmick, but it delivered, and I'm super stoked, and I cannot wait to see where this technology goes. Now, the downside, I guess, is some people might wait for the next generation. Now, I have inside info with Vortex, and trust me, this is going to be where it's at for like the next 4 or 5 years, probably, before a next version of this will come out. I don't even know if they're working on a next version, but, you know, as with all things, things get better over time, so there will, without a doubt, be something like this in the future. But if you've been on the fence about the Impact 4000, does it work in a real-life environment? Yes, it does. In fact, we shot a baboon at 930 meters using this, and it was on the money. I did make 1 or 2 mistakes, and I guess that's a con of this unit, is after I'd engaged one of my animals, I'd already dialed on my elevation, successfully hit the shot, and then another animal gave me an opportunity, and he was about 20 meters further back. I rearranged him, and obviously because I dialed my scope instead of shooting with the holdover, my range at the laser and where my scope was aiming, that collimation was now off, and I shot over that next animal. So that is something to keep in mind, but I knew that going in, but in the moment, things happen very quickly and you forget about little stuff like that. But luckily, I mean, the bullet sailed so far over him, it was a joke. Also, side note, the little zeroing process, Vortex has a very long video on doing that. It seems way more complicated than it is. Basically, you stick these super high vis tape next to a dedicated target that they do supply you with. This is what the target looks like. You aim your rifle at that dot with your scope, and with this stuff on the edges like this, you can see the visible laser light up this stuff like crazy. It's super good how it works, and you just want that little laser to be right there, and then you're off to the races. So that collimation process is very easy. I've also found that taking this off and putting it back on, it was right on the money. One thing I wish they did differently also is I wish they had a QD style clamp, sort of like those American Defense clamps that are on the Atlas bipods. I wish they had one of those to just clamp it onto the rifle instead of having to use the little tool. So a little toolless thing would have been really, really cool, but they decided to go this route, possibly from an engineering point of view, just to make sure it is right on there. Something to also keep in mind why units are generally pretty bulky. They need to insulate batteries, because batteries do not deal well with extreme cold weathers, and that is sometimes where a lot of the bulk goes, is to make sure that the battery compartment stays at a functional temperature. Anyway, I've used this on my dasher. I'm going to put this on a larger caliber rifle pretty shortly, and then we'll go out to the range and do just some plinking with this. Again, who's this for? This is for the NRL Hunter competition shooter. Okay, it's not for the precision rifle shooter. You're not going to be shooting a PRS match with this unless you wanted to add even more weight to your rifle. Then I guess you could use it for that, because whoever thought about mounting weights on top of their scopes? If you wanted to, you could do that. It's not going to help you much in your competition. This is for the hunter, okay, shooting unknown distances in a live dynamic environment where things are changing quickly. It is going to be a really cool tool for that. Anyway, guys, final thoughts on the Impact 4000. I think it's super cool that Vortex decided to name it after my channel, and I really want to thank them for that. That's just a joke. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Impact 4000. Is it something you've picked up? I did see a whole bunch of people on the line saying that they're really excited to get their hands on it. Again, as always with my videos, there's going to be a link to this product down below. If you use the links down below our videos, there is an affiliate commission that comes to me from that. So whether you're shopping at Brownells, or even if you want to buy anything on Amazon, whether it is freaking dishwashing soap, please come to our videos, use the links, because that really helps us out running the channel. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.